In this section, we'll take a look at adjusting speed and duration and creating still frames in both Final Cut Pro and Premiere Pro. So here we are in Final Cut Pro, and I've got my clip down here on the timeline, and if we highlight the clip and go to the Modify menu, there's an option here for duration and change speed. We'll go ahead and choose change speed. We'll come in here, and if we change the rate to 50%, you'll see that that doubles the length of our duration. And I could check the reverse box here. Go ahead and click OK. You'll see that our clip has doubled in length. I'll go ahead and hit play so we can see that we are running at 50% speed or twice the duration. And if we look at this in Premiere Pro, have the same clip on the timeline. And if we go up to the clip menu in Premiere Pro, we've got the speed and duration down here at the bottom of the menu. Very similar to what we saw in Final Cut Pro. I'll go ahead and put the speed again at 50%. You'll notice the duration is now 13 seconds and 12 frames. This time I will just go ahead and hit reverse for something different. We'll click OK, and you can see that our clip length has doubled. And another little tip in Premiere Pro that's good practice is to hit the backslash key, which is 3 keys over from the letter P, and that will show you everything that's on your timeline with a little free space here at the end, just to make sure that you're accounting for all your clips so that you don't forget about something that you might have put down at the end. And if I hit play here, you'll see that we are indeed running at half speed in reverse. And so that's the basics for adjusting speed and duration in both Final Cut Pro and Premiere Pro. Now if we go back to Final Cut Pro, we'll take a look at creating still frames. And I'm just going to do this up in the viewer, the source viewer. So we'll look at the same clip here. And if I scrub to the particular frame that I would like to create a still frame from in Final Cut Pro, again, I can go to the Modify menu and choose Make Freeze Frame. And the keyboard shortcut is also right here, which is Shift-N. And by doing that, you'll see we've created a still frame in Final Cut Pro. And again, you'll notice the duration here is 10 seconds. That is coming from the preferences that you can set here, so you can create your still frames to be any number of seconds that you prefer. We'll just go ahead and leave it at the default here of 10. And I can drag this over to the browser so that I can save that for later use in this project. And of course I can also bring it down onto the timeline, and you'll see here that we have indeed a 10-second still. If we look at this in Premiere Pro, go back up here, little different process but similar outcome. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this clip here in Premiere Pro. Under the Edit menu, I can choose Duplicate. You'll see I've got another copy of that clip called plain_28, and they add the word copy here. And if I bring this up into the browser, into the source viewer, again scrubbing to a frame that I want to create a still frame in Premiere Pro, if I just hit a in and an out point, I've basically isolated one frame, which is another way to capture a still frame in video. And if I right click on the image itself, here's that same dialog box, speed and duration. And if I click here, I'll get the same box we saw earlier. And in this time, instead of adjusting the speed, I'm going to look at the duration itself. And right here I can go in and add or change actually the 0 to a 5, and now I've made this duration 5 seconds. It's actually 5 seconds in one frame, but that's okay. And now if I drag this down onto our timeline, you'll see that we do indeed have a 5-second still. I've also got the copy here because I did it on I did it on this clip copy, and I've got the original source. I'm sorry, I said that backwards. Here's my still, and here's my my motion video. So there you have it, creating a still frame in both Premiere Pro and Final Cut Pro.